Face-off won by Lone Star Brahmas. Sent back by Carroll, swung over for Sanderson on the short side of the rink. That one's up ice for Sturzinger. He'll track it down now with Arifi in the corner. Behind the net of Johansson. Sturzinger working on Arifi. Steals the puck. It's thrown near side. Sanderson will step up side of the circle. He takes a crunch from J.B. Baker. A centering puck cleared by the Killer Bees. That one sent all the way back by Adam Morrison. And the near side corner, it's shoveled over by Quinn Carroll. Liam Sturzinger absorbs a hit. The Brahmas with possession behind their net. 30 seconds into the opening game. It's Brahmas and Bees in round 4 this season. Line change coming from the bench of Dan Wildfong. Cycling behind, Ludwig Larsson. Santason still with it on the stick. Now takes it out past the red line. Near side it goes for Vidmar. He'll cross center ice. Leaves it on the left wing side. Intercepted by Mason Van Tile. Looking for it's Kyle Stefan. Larsson gets a skate on it, as this one will be blown dead just 55 seconds into the first period. And it's going to be a cross-checking minor being issued. Kyle Stefan to the box for 2 minutes, one of the leading scorers on Rio Grande Valley. And already the Brahmas with an early chance to score on the Red Hot and Blue power play chance. They come in just shy of the 20% mark on the season. However, Rio Grande Valley did a great job on the penalty kill last night, going 7 for 8 against the Brahmas shorthanded. Face-off won by Larson, stolen quickly away by Rio Grande Valley's defense. Near side boards, it's jammed. Vidmar there. Larson joins as well. Kicking it out is Oscar Andrew, and that one's dumped through center. And a clearing attempt from Adam Arifi goes down the full distance of the rink. Jake Kumpsky out of his net to play. Still 1:45 to go, and the man advantage for Lone Star Brahmas. They'll recoil in their own end. Dropping one back was Larson. It'll spin its way to the other side. Alexei Soloviev taking the spot of Caleb Thompson this evening. Andrew near side, leaves it for Larson, gives it back. Soloviev drills one forward. Sebastian Vidmar goes to the far side with J.B. Baker as bodies collide. Larson looking for the puck. Adam Reefy found it between the skates. A wrist shot goes wide from Sebastian Vidmar. Soloviev a quick pass to Madej, fires that one wide as well. Both shots missing on the short side of the rink. Sebastian Vidmar puts on the brakes, finds Madej, has a lane, drops it back for Soloviev, gives it up to Vidmar, slips one through Madej with the puck, shoots one, scores! A power play goal for Bud Madej. Brahmas on the power play. Well, that didn't take long for Teddy Bear Toss here in the NITEC Sports Center. Hundreds of Teddy Bears dumped out. Bud Madej with the early power play goal. Vidmar and Soloviev with the assist. Bud Madej having an unbelievable weekend, as this is only his third full period played because of the 25 penalty minutes he suffered last night in the fight against Connor Wood. Brahmas doing an excellent job on the power play to move the puck. We'll take a quick look at the replay here while we pick up some Teddy Bears, then more on that in a minute. As Vidmar set that one up, and then Soloviev and Vidmar finds its way through to Madej. Beautiful passing in the high part of the zone by Lone Star Brahmas, and Bud Madej with his second goal in as many periods as Brahmas lead early. But mention we talked a little bit about what these Teddy Bears are going to do as it's holiday season. The Community Enrichment Center, their mission's to restore hope, share God's love, and change, as the Community Enrichment Center is a faith-based nonprofit serving Tarrant County right here in North Richland Hills, Texas. And they're trying to find some encouragement for these families who need to improve their lives and become self-sufficient. It was formed, the Ministry of the Hills Church of Christ, that offered groceries to low-income families, serving thousands of families, seniors, and disabled people in Northeast Tarrant County. As last year, the food pantry also distributed more than 600,000 pounds of food. And in addition to the grocery assistance, the pantry also offers referrals to different agencies to help families move from crisis into stability, as these will go to families in need. Tons of teddy bears being picked up. Man, they did a swift job of that too, to say the least. I just want to thank all the fans who brought that in on behalf of the Brahmas organization, and giving a little Christmas life to some of those families who would certainly be very appreciative. Brahmas score first. It was a power play goal by Bud Madej Less than 2 minutes into the opening period. They'll steal it back. Uchin cuts back, shoots one. It goes across the blue paint. That was the first shot of the game as well that registered on Ben Johansson. And it's the first tally. A.J. Vanderbeck lets it slip by. This one goes back. It's touched up by Johansson. Whistle blown on stoppage of play, as this one will go all the way back to the Brahmas defensive end. So the second line now, Pat Egan, Roman Uchin, A.J. Vanderbeck. So Egan slides back up from the third line to the top line this evening due to the scratch of Eric Carreras. As again, Egan and Uchin played together this entire season with Sebastian Vidmar on the top line, but something needed to change. At least that's what Dan Wildfong and Jeff Potter thought, the Brahmas bench. And Joe Coombs, on the other hand, with Brad Luch and Josh Brown, are doing a nice job of readjusting their roster appropriately to make Rio Grande Valley a team to be reckoned with. Again, this is not a team that's representative of their record, as they are 3 games below 500 coming into this game, but the madness that broke out here in North Richland Hills was a sight to be seen. The Brahmas had to take it in the final period, down a goal, as G-Rads now tames it, leaves for Arifi. Shot fired, that one misses wide. Far side, Waylon Williams a drive. That one blocked by the defenseman in front. Between the blue lines it goes, as Adam Arifi will pick it up and scoots it across ice for Williams. Tossing one in. Slowed up by Jake Kupski, the defense back for the Brahmas, leaving it there for Sean Giles. Last night, Giles with his first point on the season, and it came on that power play goal with Bud Madej. Santason holds in at the point. Intercepted there by Anthony Croston. Looking to clear it out. Davidson lets it slide past. Santason with a slap shot into the corner. It was interrupted by Van Tile. Davidson working on G-Rads. That one at the defensive blue line of Rio Grande Valley. A shove on Stanley. Still working for it. The back check unsuccessful. Now Connor Wood skates it out. But with 4 Brahmas in sight, loses possession to them. Alternate captain Hansen swings it over, starting the rush through center. Santason angles one forward for Ford. Mason Van Tile goes back, broken stick in his way. Now plays at the face-off circle. Ping-pongs one across the ice. Looks up ice. That one's pitchforked off the glass over Kyle Stefan, the intended target. As Stathis Zumulidis takes it behind the net. Bukowski was there first for the Brahmas outside of his pipes. Hayden Hansen in his own end, leaves it there. Brahmas looking to start the rush out. They'll go left wing side with Quinn Carroll. Slips past Stefan. A drive punched away by Johansson. Carroll coming with a quick slap shot, trying to catch the Swedish goaltender off guard. As Bud Madej and Alexi Soloviev have created a turnover for the Lone Star Brahmas. Carroll tips it for 4, knocked out of the way by Williams. A defensive play by Rio Grande Valley. Kyle Stefan takes it out of the way. It was his penalty that led to the first goal of the game. Dean Balsamo shoots. Oh, rings iron. That one beat the stick side of Kupski, as nearly answering back rather quickly before 5 minutes have already expired in regulation. Nearly a 1-1 hockey game, and that one pinged from all the way up here. Brahmas behind their net. Bud Madej goes to the near side. Larson will sail through the neutral zone. Now navigates past a couple of defenders, puts on the brakes in the corner, gets hit in the process. Adam Marafi tried to slow up. Andren takes it behind the net, drops it behind him for Vidmar. Cycling, and they'll trade places. Vidmar to the slot. Stick handle shoots just wide. Andren jumping on the rebound. Nifty move by Vidmar. Larson with the puck on his stick. Shoots one. That one wide to the short side post as well. Vidmar still on the attack. The forecheck not needed for the Brahmas, as they're doing a nice job of utilizing a passing game and a physical play there shown by Anthony Croston. That one's cleared, icing waved off. They'll get a line change. Rio Grande Valley off to a slow start here in the first 5 minutes. The Brahmas are answering in a strong way. They've scored the last 3 goals unanswered, make that 4 with Bud Madej, as Sebastian Vidmar now in the near side corner sends it past the red line for Andren. It's wiped over. The broken stick knocks it down. Andren back, centering feed. That one shot on, but it never got to the net. Soltis on a drive over the crossbar. A shooting gallery for the Lone Star Brahmas, as swooping in to pick it up as Evan Bell looks for the near side feed on the right wing with Adam Morrison. It's knocked away by Roman Uchin. That one's knifed off the glass and backhanded in by A.J. Vanderbeck. In deep to play is Mason Van Tile. He'll put on the brakes, come out through the near side. Morrison's ahead of him, looking for his stick. It's taken away by Anton Santason. Pat Egan knocks it down. Brahmas on the rush. A shot attempt, save, rebound, scores! A.J. Vanderbeck sucked up the rebound, and the Brahmas lead by 2. These Lone Star Brahmas came to play this evening. 2 goals in the first 6 minutes. As we'll see a replay of the goal, Roman Uchin will get the secondary assist. It started right there As that one goes up ice, a quick shot by Egan, the rebound in front. And A.J. Vanderbeek knew what to do with the rest of it. That's beat the right side of Ben Johansson. Brahmas 3 shots and 2 goals already here early. Is still tossing teddy bears out on the ice. Is apparently not getting the message that was just the first goal, but apparently they had some extras for future consideration, as they always throw foam bulls onto the ice from the Brahmas score. Tonight, though, a little different and for certainly a better cause, as those teddy bears will be collected, and Brahmas have to have a grin from ear to ear on their face. Bud Madej and A.J. Vanderbeek, the 2 goal scorers here early in Game 4 between Rio Grande Valley and the Lone Star Brahmas. Now, can the Killer Bees answer? They've yet to register a shot on goal. The Brahmas have been swarming on the Bees, for lack of a better term, as they'll win the face-off here now at center. Madej wipes one in. Johansson puts a backhanded blade on the puck behind his net. Near corner goes. Arifi misplayed. Stanley nearly turns it over. Now back to work is Pete Kessel. That one's knifed out through center. Knocking it down was Bud Madej. Plays with a defensive pairing, and Alexei Soloviev up ice. It zipped for Pete Kessel. The other way now comes Stefan. Goal score on his stick. Shot blocked by Madej. Out of play it goes. That one goes over the Brahmaland side behind Jake Kupski. 6 minutes and 3 seconds into period number 1. Brahmas 2, Bees 0 here in the NITEC Sports Center. This is a line that can get something going, though, for Rio Grande Valley. Croston, Roby, and Parker Wood, the forwards on the ice. Weiss on the back end. He'll man the right point with Evan Bell across from him. Face-off stolen by Sturtzinger. Neutral ice, it's poked for by Weiss. Sturtzinger has a rush, shoots one right to the chest of Johansson. Nick Ford comes crashing in, but the rebound chance was sucked up by Johansson. Offensive zone face-off for the Lone Star Brahmas. Sturtzinger using his size on Jack Weiss. Sturtzinger a 6'4" body. Jack Weiss just 5'11", 170 pounds. As he uses brutal force to get through and had an initial shot, but it was worn right on the Bees logo of Ben Johansson. Face-off now to his right. It's won by Carroll. Held to the point by Soloviev, looking for a deflection off Carroll. Back to work with him in Croston. Does a stick check on Croston. Possession back for the Brahmas momentarily, but now it's sent out. An opportunity for Guy Roby. Center ice shoots one wide to the near post. Rebound for Wood. He fires, but it was blocked by Madej. Nick Ford and Bud Madej on the near side to help clear this one as it rattles around to the far side. Knocking him off was Liam Sturtzinger. Sent back in deep by Waylon Williams. Played by Bud Madej on the backhand, as Nick Ford will now tame the puck near the blue line. That one swatted out. Mason Van Dyle and Waylon Williams, the defenseman, to play. Worn off the stick of Kupski. Near corner for Connor Wood. Spinning around and taking a move on it was Bud Madej. That one intended for Nick Ford. Blocked at the point by Van Tyle. Knock it down in the chest was Quinn Carroll. Slows up, relocates the puck. Looks on the left wing side for Ford, but he's beat out by Mason Van Tyle. Giving it back for Connor Wood, who will shift one ahead for Logan Wendling. Dallas G-Rads now into the attacking zone with Steen. Steen there first. Brahmas with 3 buys in the area. Rio Grande Valley opting to a line change. Vidmar avoided the pressure by Dean Balsamo. Icing waved off as it was tipped. Jack Weiss gives it up. That's the new Rio Grande Valley Killer Bee for tonight. Michael Underwood wearing number 3, and he'll knock it down with his glove hand. Stolen by Vidmar. Slips it past the man. Trying to dangle through is Oscar Andren. Larson lost the handle on it momentarily and picked up by the Killer Bees. They'll look to send it out. That was through Underwood. Now at center, a swatting effort by Johan Steen. Gets it back deep for the Brahmas. Sean Giles goes back to play, but it was with a hand pass. So a stoppage of play. 12:15 mark of period number 1. Just one penalty in the game thus far was Kyle Stefan. After there was over 60 penalty minutes last night in game 1, heavily due to the fight between Connor Wood and Bud Madej back in period number 1. Anthony Croston, the centerman for Rio Grande Valley, see if he can get something going here. 19 points for him on the season and a plus 11 rating on the ice, as one of the best, as this line is typically on when they score. Parker Wood joins them there with a plus 11 as well, as the rest of the team, a majority of them, all with minuses almost ranging in double digits. Brahmas waiting the reset. Now started out left wing side through Egan. Zipping one across for Uchin. Deflected by Arifi. Uchin first to the puck. Evan Bell right on his back. Uchin absorbs it. Looks to give it back to the point. That one's knocked away by Roby. Looking for Parker Wood between the blue lines. That one goes back for Arifi. Sets up his man and Evan Bell. Zips one diagonally for Parker Wood. The bouncing puck will be controlled back in the corner. Santason shoves it in deeper. Hansen swoops in to pick up. Egan in front of him, and he'll use the glass to clear it out. It's knocked down by Dallas G-Rad, sending it right back to Santason. Centering bid for A.J. Vanderbeck. Locates Egan up ice. Puts on the brake, sends it in deep. Line change coming from the Brahmas. Hogan Davidson, the lone forward in for Lone Star Brahmas on the rush. Looking to start the forecheck now. Never started, and it's shoveled out by Dallas G-Rad. Connor Wood goes the other way. Avoids the defender, then got crunched by Alexei Soloviev on the hip check. Near side boards, it's play in the backhand by G-Rad. Stolen now by his forward, but he was knocked down from behind. Both Bud Madej and Alexei Soloviev assisted each other for that turnover. Spinning around was Wood. Working on Hogan Davidson. Wood shoots well wide of the net. It goes off the back of the twine. And now played by Rio Grande Valley behind Kupski. Hogan Davidson, Bud Madej, and Soloviev all back there for the Brahmas. They have it on their sticks, but clear it into the defensive end of Rio. Evan Bell puts a stop on. Hunter Stanley in the area. Kessel now joins. Getting past Quinn Carroll. Kept in by Johan Steen. Bodies collide on the far side, half boards. This one goes all the way back to the Brahmas defensive end. Icing was waved off late. Sean Giles, Johan Steen will look to steer the ship out. Lots of pressure coming from Kyle Stefan, a native of Barrie, Ontario. Up ice it goes for Ford. Tips one towards center, looking for Sturzinger. Stolen away by Balsamo. Up ice now for Stefan. Interrupted by Carroll. Knocking the other way was Adam Arifi. Swung across for Sean Giles in front of the penalty box as he'll play. Looks for Nick Ford, but it's stolen right back by the Killer Bees. Killer Bees need to find some way to get in the offensive zone. Just one shot so far on Jake Kupski. As Steen now waits for the offense to reset up, as he'll wait behind his net. Guy Roby, the lone Killer Bee in the Brahmas end. Swooping behind was Larson. Speed along the boards, cutting back towards center, protecting on his backhand. Behind him is Oscar Andrin. Nice job by Guy Roby to send the puck loose. Now it's picked up by the Brahmas. Sebastian Vidmar clawing at it. That one at the blue line, brought back to neutral ice and played forward to Oscar Andrin. Angles went off the boards. Tracking it down is Ludwig Larson. Adam Arifi joins him there. Sebastian Vidmar now. It's the Swedish forwards out for the Lone Star Brahmas. Vidmar knocked into the boards. Kevin Clare right behind. Salazar wants it. Gets it. Fires. Looking for a deflection off this stick of Oscar Andrin. Never got to him. And a good job blocking the lane there by Adam Arifi and Kevin Clare. Joe Coombs' team goes for a line change. That centers Andrin. Shoots one. That one's gobbled up by the skates of Arifi. Andrin back to the near side. Vidmar will now join him. Clawing at it from the side is Logan Wendling. It's pulled out. Vidmar jumps on it. Now Andrin tames the puck on the short side rink. Killer Bees knock it away. They'll start the rush out of their zone. That one goes over the glass, and a souvenir for the fans. We'll have a stoppage of play at the 8:33 mark here of period one. Lone Star Brahmas 2, Rio Grande Valley Killer Bees 0. The shot total is 5-1, favoring the Brahmas. It's been clean hockey so far in this game. Kyle Stefan, the only minor assessed to either side. Jake Kupski seeking his 9th victory, as both him and TJ Black, thanks to the win last night, both have 8 out of the 16 victories on the season, as they have been splitting time. And the one loss, by the way, in the series of the Topeka Roadrunners, Jake Kupski started on Friday and TJ Black started on Saturday because of that Thanksgiving Eve game against the Amarillo Bulls, in which they wanted to keep the rotation of going Black, Kupski, Black, Kupski. It kind of interrupted their weekend plans, so Wildfong and Potter decided to go back to having TJ Black, the veteran, start on Fridays and Jake Kupski follow him on Saturdays, because that's what's led to this undefeated streak at home. And not surprising, they're right back to it this weekend with Jake Kupski in goal tonight. As Mason Van Tile plays forward for Wendling, loses an edge but tosses it in deep either way. First time Kupski really gets to play it. Wendling tips it back, a delayed offside against Rio Grande Valley. Egan spears it to himself, trying to get past Mason Van Tile. Puts on the break, spins around and centers one. That one's knocked away and it never had a chance to get to A.J. Vanderbeek, excuse me. It's stolen away by Waylon Williams. Connor Wood puts on the brakes. Looking to start the offense. Now a backhand feet. Kicked aside by Kupski on the right pillow as Roman Yuchin gingerly tossed it in front of the Rio Grande Valley's bench. Both teams will change lines. At center ice, it's played away by Zumalitis. Interrupted by the Brahmas. Bud Madej wipes it in deep. Pete Kessel tracking it down. Johansson stops the puck behind his post. Hunter Stanley slips past Stefan to play for the Brahmas. Trade spots with Kessel. Stanley on his stick. Back to the point. Quick shot. That one went off the post as well. It was deflected. A toe save by Johansson. Nearly scoring on his own goal was Dean Balsamo. Brahmas swarming now in the near corner as Stanley pulls it loose. A wraparound chance for him. Back to the blue line. Steen has it. Guarded by Zumalitis. The deflection goes wide. Rebound picked up by Kyle Stefan. Knocking it down at center is Zumalitis. A shot past the blue line. Karam's off the backboards. And the Brahmas zip one forward. And a stretch pass for Sturtzinger. Tips it into the zone. Nick Ford out there as he's in deep as well. Rio Grande Valley avoids that rush by the Brahmas. Crossing the other way with speed. Left wing side for him, puts on the brakes. Hayden Hansen in the area. Back to the blue line. It's held now by Rio Grande Valley. Arifi with the puck. A blast. That one's knocked down by Parker Wood. A centering bid stolen by Nick Ford. Hayden Hansen back in the far side corner. It's played now off the gloves of Bell, and he'll toss it right back in. Rattling puck slowed up by Santason. Holding it there is Hayden Hansen. 6 minutes and 30 seconds to play. In the opening period in the NITEC Sports Center, Brahmas lead by a pair. Near side, but dropped quickly back by Carroll. Now zips it diagonally for Ford. Stick lift on him by Dallas G-Rads. He'll shovel it into the zone. Stopping it was Jake Kupski. Pressure now on the side by Connor Wood. Brahmas able to avoid it. Now with real estate to work, this one's Quinn Carroll skating it out. Nick Ford, the lone man in deep. Rio Grande Valley with it. Brahmas went for a line change. Up ice, diagonally for G-Rats. Played by Mason Van Tile. He'll push it in deep as well. Delayed offsides. Dean Balsamo in now. Alexei Soloviev back in the corner. Ludwig Larson is centering feed. That one's knocked out of the way. Oscar Andron tips one near side for Larson. Larson with speed past Stefan. Knocked away by Waylon Williams. Oscar Andron gets a stick on it. That one at center ice. It's played by the Lone Star Brahmas, and a whistle to stop play yet again. This one, our second minor of the game on a hooking call. 5:34 to play in the first period. Ludwig Larson to the penalty box for the Lone Star Brahmas. That means they'll be on the Raising Cane's penalty kill for 2 minutes. Rio Grande Valley 1 for 6 this weekend on the man advantage as they come in just 14% on the season. That's 18th best in the North American Hockey League. Face-off will be to the left side of Kupski. On the draw was Dean Balsamo for the Killer Bees. Weiss looking to get it over quickly. The forward comes up deep in the zone was Quinn Carroll. There's now Jack Weiss zips one diagonally. Room for Balsamo. Wrist shot blocked in front by Sean Giles. Arifi holds the zone. Over for Stefan. Back to the blue line for Weiss. Barely holds the blue line. Now gives it the handle back off to Arifi with lane to work. Now sending it deep. Stefan fires! Oh, thought he had a goal. They're saying the net came off as Kupski had on his back. Stefan and Balsamo want a word, as that's the passing that Rio Grande Valley did ever so well in second period last night. That gave them their 2 unanswered goals and their first lead of the season against the Lone Star Brahmas. Stefan still pleading his case as he knows how to score. 8 goals on the season. That could have been his 9th. But they aren't going to give it to him. This game remains 2-0, but still a minute 35 to play in the power play for Rio Grande Valley. Can they use that energy now to spark something here on the frozen pond in NITEC Sports Center? Face-off back to Kupski's right. Anthony Crossan on the face-off for Rio Grande Valley. They'll win it, but it's misplayed at the blue line by Arifi. Spins around. Davidson still had tangled up there the whole time with Anthony Crossan. Vidmar going shorthanded. Both defenders have to help out. Push from behind was Parker Wood. Sebastian Vidmar back on his 2 skates, but the Killer Bees skated out. Crossan at center. Davidson coming in for a big hit and somehow avoiding it was Crossan. Vidmar knocked it out with a stick. Miscleared by Hogan Davidson. It was blocked by the defense of Rio Grande Valley. Jack Weiss slows up the pace. 1 minute now to play in the man advantage for the Killer Bees. Wood takes it on the right wing side ahead. That one's misplayed by Davidson yet again. Bud Madej circles behind his net. Now clears a bouncing puck off the far walls, and Quinn Carroll able to do the rest. A line change coming from both teams. 45 seconds for Rio Grande Valley on their power play. A hooking call against Ludwig Larsson. Final 4 minutes approaching. Stefan with space. Kupski and Stefan will duke it out behind the net. That one's played first by Kupski. Brahmas looking to clear. It's gloved down by Van Tile. Zumalitis has it on the backhand, kicking for his teammate as Nick Ford in the area as well. Zumalitis found the puck on his stick. Knocking away in the high slot was Nick Ford. Knifed out of the way by the Lone Star Brahmas. Less than 4 to play in period 1. Brahmas go for a line change. 2-0 game favoring the Brahmas. Rio Grande Valley looking to cut that in half with still 10 seconds to go on their man advantage. Stefan plays it on the stick in the air. Now knocking him away with Santason. Sent out through center and a bid by Sebastian Vidmar. One more line change back to full strength as Ludwig Larsson's penalty expired. Waylon Williams starts the rush out. Takes a hit on Roman Yuchin. Sent right back into the corner. It's Yuchin and Reefy. Pitchforked off the glass. Connor Wood unable to play. As he was going to the short side, Sean Giles zips one ahead for Roman Yuchin. Yuchin at the blue line, drills one forward. Karam's off the end boards, picked up by Arifi. Near side, battling for it was Giles. Egan just watching it slide past him. Final 3 minutes approaching now. Worn off the side of the face by Connor Wood. This one back for Steen. He'll send it in deep yet again. Bouncing puck goes to the crease. Pat Egan looking for it. Same for A.J. Vanderbeck. Wood able to clear. The skying puck goes all the way back to the Brahmas blue line. Smacked away by Sean Giles. Relentless pressure by Dallas G-Rads. He'll put on the brakes. G-Rads has a goal against the Brahmas this season. Steen spins away from trouble. Quinn Carroll jumping into assist. The former BCHL player in Kempville able to help out his teammate. That one's eventually cleared. The puck slowed up eventually at the faceoff circle inside Rio's zone. Giles drifting back. Soloviev there now as he'll take it behind his own net. 2 minutes and 20 seconds to play in period 1. Lone Star Brahmas, the early lead. Soloviev, far side of the rink, finally gives it off to Madej. It's sent in deep. Puck wheels around the boards, now finding Quinn Carroll, knocks it down. Brahmas looking to start the forecheck. It's pulled out by Nick Ford, the Chicago native now. Short side of the post, behind him and locked up is Anthony Croston. Jumping back into assist is Quinn Carroll, searching on his stick at the high faceoff circle, goes back to neutral ice and sent back in by the Brahmas. They'll have to come back and touch up on sides. Line change coming from the forwards of Lone Star. The same for Rio Grande Valley. Final minute 45 in period number 1. Kupski sends it up ice, angled for Soloviev. Spins around to avoid the hit by Zumalitis. Blocking it down was Waylon Williams. Brahmas come back on sides. That first pass intended for Oscar Andrin. A couple of bodies will change from Dan Wildfong's team. Stefan got a piece of it. Oh, maybe not. They're signaling an icing call as Ludwig Larsson and Kyle Stefan were caught in the near side glass looking to get a piece of the puck as it was unable to be tipped. Icing whistle blown. Less than 90 seconds now to play in the first period. Ludwig Larsson will take the face-off against Dean Balsamo. Balsamo gets tossed. Now to be Kyle Stefan. Too aggressive was the native from Sterling Heights, Michigan. Thrown in by Sanderson. The rebound caroms off the end boards. Vidmar picks up. Andrin goes to the slot. Waylon Williams read that play. Ludwig Larsson controls it now on the far side post. Puts on the brakes. Back to the point for Sanderson. A wrist shot through traffic. Oscar Andrin blocked it himself as it caromed off his own teammate. Andrin now with the side of the circle. Waylon Williams goes back. He was scratched last night. One of the biggest defenders for Rio Grande Valley having a successful season is number 24 in black and blue. Larsson through center, avoids pressure, finds off the handle. Andrin shoots. It goes off the pads of Johansson. Vidmar back to the far side. Just 9 shots between these two teams. Make that 10 on that attempt in period 1. Skying puck goes out of play behind the benches of both teams. Hogan Davidson was there for the Brahmas, but Stathis Zumalitis, the alternate captain, the man who sent that one on the wrong side of the glass. 42 seconds to play. Lone Star Brahmas will change a couple of bodies. Davidson, Kessel, Stanley remain on the ice. As the forwards, Balsamo, Stefan. For Rio Grande Valley. Face off to the left. Ben Johansson sending it off the glass, blocked down by the skates of Stanley. Digging for, holds the zone. Kessel there, but for Rio Grande Valley, jerseyed around. They'll get it towards center ice, and Stefan clears in to get a line change in the final 30. Johan Steen holds it behind the net. Lets Hogan Davidson fly past him. Steen with it on his stick. Angles one, and it's tipped by Pete Kessel. Slowing it up is Johansson. A slap shot, the rattle around the boards. That one past Steen in the final 10. As Kupski goes back to play as well. Johan Steen wheels it around yet again at the half boards. Taking a hit was Hogan Davidson. That one came in from Dallas G-Rads, and play will expire for the first period. In Teddy Bear Toss in the NITEC Sports Center, the Brahmas have 2 goals, a power play goal by Bud Madej, and one just shy of the 6-minute mark by A.J. Vanderbeck on the rebound, as they have a 2-goal lead, just 2 penalties in the period. 0 for 1 on the power play for both teams. We're going to step aside in the broadcast booth. It's a 2-goal advantage for the Brahmas after 20 minutes of hockey. Stick it here on FastHockey.com.